Part 158. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1571. A cardinal, the second rank of priesthood in the Temple of the Alliance of Light, his status can be imagined. If they can establish a good relationship with the future cardinal, they will naturally be very happy. Seeing that half of the 10th hour has passed, Nangang Lei, the red-clothed archbishop of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, also seemed a little restless. If it really survived 10 hours, then this palace master Fang Fan is a genuine 10th level faith, that is, a believer in God. I was able to personally witness the birth of a believer in God. This is incredible. Nangang Lei clenched his teeth, clenched his hands tightly, and his complexion became more and more flushed. Not only did he want to witness the birth of a believer in God, but the believer in God came to the Temple of the Alliance of Light and the Temple of Faith under his full recommendation. To some extent, Nangang Lei was the biggest helper in the birth of this believer in God. Archbishop Nangang Hong I, don't get too complacent. If you just pull one over, you will be able to stay in the pool of faith for more than 9.5 hours. What do you think the chances are? I now suspect that he has been directly obliterated by the violent power of faith, and it is precisely because of this that he has not yet come out of the pool of faith. If this is the case, everyone is dead, and we are still standing here waiting foolishly. It's ridiculous. As Duan Muading spoke, the sneer on his face became more and more serious. He had a grudge against Fang Fan from the very beginning. From his point of view, he didn't think Fang Fan could really have such lofty beliefs. A teenager with no background, is it possible? Lord Duan Mu, you can't just say sour grapes if you can't eat grapes. It's hard to talk about such things. Lord Duan Mu is slandering a believer with super high faith in the belief in the gods of light. Lord Duan Mu, please pay attention to your words. If you are heard by some cardinal or even the Holy Pope, then the problem will not be so simple. Nangang Lei snorted coldly and said very dissatisfied. Duan Muading's complexion suddenly changed, and he wanted to say something, but he was speechless at the moment. Although he was very displeased with Nangang Lei's words, he was right. As the deputy second-rank acting cardinal of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, if he didn't even have this kind of tolerance, how could he continue to work in this position? Just stop cooking and get out. Time is gradually advancing, seeing that there are only 5 minutes left in the 10th hour. As long as these 5 minutes pass, a 10th level believer in God of faith will be born. This is bound to be a moment to watch. Boom. In the end, the closed door suddenly trembled, and the excited look on Nangang Lei's face disappeared instantly. He subconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and his heart rose directly to his throat. Although it has lasted long enough now, isn't it a pity that you can become a believer in God in just a few minutes? On the other hand, Duan Muading suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. Although the 9th level belief holders are also very strong, compared with the 10th level belief God believers, their status is not a bit worse. If Fang Fan really became a believer in God, will he still have a good life in the future? After all, there was a period of grievances between them. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1572. In the pool of belief, Fang Fan turned over subconsciously, then felt more and more sleepy, changed his position, and continued to sleep. Sleeping in the pond of faith, there is a feeling that no matter how much you sleep, you can't get enough sleep. You always feel a soft feeling all over your body, as if you are immersed in it, and you just sleep like this for hundreds of thousands of years. For those outside the portal of the pool of faith, their hearts are gradually shaking with the passage of time. They thought that after the only closed door of the faith pool trembled, Fang Fan should come out, but they waited for several minutes, and there was still no response. Seeing that the 10th hour has passed. At this moment, it shows that Fang Fan already has the qualification to be rated as a 10th level faith, and the 10th level faith has what is also known as a believer in God. Once the believers of God come out, who will compete with them? Everyone's eyes were focused on this, and it seemed more or less shocking at this moment. At this moment, the thoughts are gradually churning, and the eyes are flickering. After all, we have come to this point. Alas, a genius is a genius, and the difference from us ordinary people has always been so big. Otherwise, how could it be valued by Lord Duanmu and Lord Nangong at the same time? And sent back by the two adults? Are you really joking? I am convinced, I am really convinced, maybe this is the boss. Boss Fang Fan is so terrifying. But 10 hours have passed now, so it's time to come out. Isn't it uncomfortable to stay in it all the time? Yeah, the highest level of faith has been taken down, and they are already in a perfect state. What's the point of staying in it? Tisk, who knows, maybe this boss has his own ideas. Let's stop worrying about it. We don't understand the boss's world. One after another shouts floated around. Some people were happy, and of course some were jealous. Cardinal Duanmu Ding, acting cardinal of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, looked ugly for a while, and his face was completely swollen from the repeated slaps. He was still swearing just now that Fang Fan couldn't hold on anymore and was about to come out, but he was slapped in the face immediately, and now there was no extra nonsense, and some were just speechless. Since this guy has become a believer in God, why doesn't he come out? Let's wait here, is it fun? Duanmu Ding snorted coldly and said angrily. Nangong Lei, the red-clothed archbishop of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, smiled calmly. Master Duanmu, please be patient, maybe, this has not reached the limit of Fang Fan's little friend. Young people, it is always a good thing to have an aggressive spirit. As Nangong Lei spoke, the admiration in his eyes became more and more intense, and at this moment his body and mind felt refreshed. This feeling is very real. I know how to deal with these flower heads. I think it's better to open the door directly and let him get out. Is it interesting to have so many of us standing here guarding him? Duanmu Ding said sourly at the side, his complexion turned purple while speaking. What? Duanmu Ding still wants to force little friend Fang Fan out. This is the Temple of Faith. This is the place where the beliefs of the great gods of light gather. Maybe little friend Fang Fan is invoking the blessings of the gods of light at this moment. If you break in and interrupt at this time, you are contemptuous gods of light. What exactly do you want to do? Nangong Lei shouted angrily, full of arrogance. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1573. After the proper posture is shown, the remaining things will not be so troublesome to deal with. Nangong Lei. I found out, you really care about this Fang Fan. Could it be that this Fang Fan is a descendant of your Nangong family? Is it the illegitimate son of your Nangong Lei? Duanmu was so angry that he wailed a few words. He didn't even have an honorific title, he just called him by his first name. Master Duanmu. Please pay attention to your words. As the acting cardinal of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, wouldn't it be too embarrassing if he had this attitude? Little friend Fang Fan has a good character and has the most sincere belief in the great gods of light. What? Is it possible that Mr. Duanmu is questioning that the gods of light cannot inspire the world? Or is he saying that the great gods of light have nothing but appearances? Treason. If I report what you said today to His Majesty the Pope, he. Naturally, Nangong Lei didn't have a good temper at the moment, so he just got angry. Duanmu Ding originally had a proud face, thinking that he had nothing to fear, but when he heard Nangong Lei say this, he panicked. This kind of thing can be big or small. If it is really on the line, it is not impossible. If he is caught and bitten by the bastards in the tribunal, even if he is the acting cardinal, I am afraid he will be skinned if he does not die. Why is Archbishop Nangong Hong doing this? This is just a little chat between us brothers, so there is no need to continue talking. Since Archbishop Nangong Hong said to wait, then wait. Being able to witness the birth of a believer in God with my own eyes is already a great surprise. As for the others, naturally I dare not ask too much. Duan Muting showed an awkward smile on his face. While speaking, he bent his spine, speaking very truthfully. Time goes by bit by bit. After 10 hours, everyone felt that Fang Fan should come out soon, so they waited with excitement, wanting to witness this most miraculous moment. But wait left and right, wait up and down, the portal has never moved. In the blink of an eye, the third day came. At the beginning, everyone was still very energetic, but later, they were completely weak. Some simply sat on the ground of the Temple of Faith and waited, and some simply meditated and practiced in the Temple of Faith. Damn, 3 days are almost over, 70 or 80 hours, what the hell, are you kidding me? How can someone survive in the pool of faith for 70 or 80 hours? 10 hours can be rated as the highest level 10 faith, now 70 or 80 hours, how should I rate it? Rating? You still have to rate a hammer now. You really can't see the current situation? I think there is probably only one corpse left in that portal. You scared me, I'm timid. What do you mean by that? Is it really reliable? Basically yes, otherwise you think about it, why haven't you come out yet? Over the years in the Temple of the Light Alliance, there are only a handful of believers in the 10th level of faith. You can stay in the faith pool for 7 or 8 hours, it's already quite powerful, not to mention 70 or 80 hours. Hey, I can't wait anymore, I want to withdraw. Go away if you want to withdraw, there are still many people who want to come in to fill the place. I really don't understand what you are thinking. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1574. Chen Tianyuan stood at the entrance of the Temple of Faith, and some drops of sweat could not help but seep from his forehead. At the beginning, when Fang Fan successfully persisted in the pool of faith for 10 hours, he was very excited, because Fang Fan had already finalized the belief level of the 10th level of faith and the identity of a believer in God, and his future was bound to be limitless. But now, it's pure panic, and this panic is churning in his mind, making him walk back and forth involuntarily. Especially the practitioners around were still talking about Fang Fan's accident again and again, which added to Chen Tianyuan's psychological burden. My son-in-law, you must not have any accidents. Something happened to you, what can she do? Hey, actually, I know very well that without your protection, it would be very difficult for us, the Chen Tian clan, to survive the battle of gods. My son-in-law, you are now the backbone of the entire Chen Tian clan. Chen Tianyuan murmured, his eyes gradually became blurred. Patriarch Chen Tian, it's okay, he may have encountered some troubles, but he will take care of it. It is impossible for him to have an accident. He is the king of miracles. Tianhume gritted her silver teeth, she didn't know why, but now she was very flustered, and her eyes gradually became moist as she spoke. As soon as she thought of the worst outcome, she felt that her life lost its color. Without that guy, she would continue to return to her previous numb life. It seems that only standing by his side can breathe smoothly. Nangong Red Clothes Archbishop, you have waited long enough. Haha, for Fang Fan, the entire Temple of Faith has been closed for 3 days. If this continues, the entire temple will be in chaos. You also know that the hundreds of portals in these pools of belief are entrusted to one body, and they must be opened and closed at the same time. Now that Fang Fan hasn't come out, the faith pool in the Temple of Faith can't be used at all. Naturally, it can't continue to test the faith level. If this trend continues, you and I can't stand it. So easy to hold on to. I'm sure now that Fang Fan is dead. He died in the pool of belief. He can't hold it anymore. He's completely cold. For a dead person, there is no need at all. Open the portal. This is the thing to do right now. Cardinal Duan Muding, the acting cardinal of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, snorted coldly, and a look of excitement gradually appeared on his face, and there was actually some excitement between his brows. After Fang Fan died, the knot in his heart was also removed, and he didn't have to worry about any accidents in the future. All kinds of good things seemed to come together suddenly. Duan Muding glanced at Nangang Lei with a dark complexion, and felt inexplicably comfortable physically and mentally. He was the one who had been struggling before, and now it's your turn. Hearing Duan Muding's schadenfreude, Nangang Lei remained silent. At the beginning, he had extremely strong self-confidence, thinking that Fang Fan would definitely be able to walk out of the portal of the Pond of Faith as a king, but now, he panicked, really panicked. 1 to 3 days, the last time there was any movement was at the end of the 10th hour. 3 days in the pool of faith, who will believe this? Could it be that little friend Fang Fan has really? Hey, if a generation of Tianjiao disappears like this, it will be a loss to the Temple of the Alliance of Light, and even the loss of the gods of light. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1575. Nangang Lei thought in his heart, and his face couldn't help showing a look of pain. God jealous of talent? Is that so? Open the door. Even if this little friend Fang Fan has passed away, he still has the supreme belief in the gods of light, and we should bury him properly. Little friend Fang Fan, I cheated you. Nangang Lei clenched his teeth and closed his eyes silently, feeling endless regret in his heart. I am relieved that Archbishop Nangang Hong I can say that. Come on. Open the door. Take Fang Fan's body out. Duan Muding strode forward with a big smile on his face. Duan Muding. Watch your words. Young friend Fang Fan may have a situation. Before the matter is clear, please be cautious. Nangang Lei's face was livid, and he scolded with sullen eyes. Duan Muding curled his lips and walked over without saying anything, preparing to arrange for other priests to open the only closed door. It turned out to be a dead person. Even a dead person like this is qualified to gamble with me? It's beyond my control. I don't know what my strength is, but I still want to be a believer in some kind of God. It's simply ignorance. If this guy is dead, then I'm still the strongest existence. Hao Zhan, the son of the pavilion master of the Haoshan pavilion, stood up abruptly, staring at the pool of faith with burning eyes, with an expression of excitement gradually appearing on his face. Brother Yun, do you see clearly now? Fang Fan, whom you have always shown as your idol, is nothing more than that. When the lamp of death is turned off, everything will cease. Those who dare to fight me, Hao Zhan, will not end well. Hao Zhan raised his head and chest high, extremely arrogant. While talking, the smiles on his face also increased. Standing aside, Hao Yun frowned first, then glanced at the location of the Pond of Faith, then silently shook his head and said, "Third brother, don't get too complacent until the last moment. Hall Master Fang Fan didn't die so easily." Hao Yun shrugged and said earnestly, "Although it is not uncommon to be trapped and die in the portal of the Pool of Faith, in Hao Yun's view, how can Fang Fan, a dragon and phoenix, suffer such treatment? When Yu Haoun came, Fang Fan belonged to the kind of existence with great luck. He is the son of luck, How likely is it that a son of luck will encounter such unlucky things? Brother Yun, you are still as stubborn as ever. A bastard is useless. Your vision is still too narrow. 3 days. Do you really think that Fang Fan is the true God? Can he stay in the pool of faith for 3 days and 3 nights? How likely is it, you know for yourself. Besides, now even Lord Duanmu says that there must be a corpse inside. Where is your confidence? Ignorance. Hao Zhan was proud like a big rooster. While talking, the smiles on his face became more and more, his eyes were fixed on this, and the sound of breathing became more and more intense. It's not surprising that Palace Master Fang Fan can do things that others can't do. If he died here uselessly, then he wouldn't be Fang Fan. Hao Yun smiled silently, with a determined look on his face. He still had this bit of confidence. At this moment in Hao Yun's heart, Fang Fan is an absolute god. Humph. An ignorant lunatic. Let us wait and see. That Fang Fan may have been dead for several days. Fight with me, that's the end. Hao Zhan snorted coldly, his eyes became more and more sinister. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1576. The exclusive priests of the Temple of Faith are all ready to force open the only closed door of the Pool of Faith. Boom. With a loud noise, the door was broken open, gradually revealing the figure of Fang Fan inside. At this moment, Fang Fan was on all fours, with his feet directly on the wall beside him. There was no blood on his body, which looked quite normal. Is it dead? Is it dead? Since they are all dead, why are you still standing there? Clean up the corpses. What are you still doing here in a daze? Hurry up. Do you have any insight? What about you? Duan Muting stood at the back, yelling loudly. He was already tired of this place, and only wanted to solve the matter here quickly, so that he could evacuate directly. Master Duanmu, Master Duanmu, this. A fourth-rank archbishop in charge of the Temple of Faith suddenly spoke tremblingly, with a frightened expression on his face. What the hell? Pull people out when they die? What's going on? Can you handle this little thing well? Trash. It really is trash. Is it necessary for the bishop to do it himself? Duan Muting frowned, looking extra irritable, while shouting, his eyes became more and more piercing. AHH. Who, so noisy? Damn it, can it be done? I don't know if labor and management are angry at getting up. I'm humming sleeping, it's so noisy. Suddenly, there was a sound from the portal of the Pond of Faith, and everyone's bodies trembled violently, and suddenly their eyeballs stopped moving, and the panic in their eyes was very real. In the portal where the Pool of Faith was forcibly broken open, Fang Fan muttered a few times impatiently, then stretched his waist and stood up silently, then patted his buttocks, and walked out of the portal calmly. After sleeping in it for a few days, I barely regained my energy, and Fang Fan found that his intermediate level quasi-holy realm cultivation base has also improved a little bit. This Pool of Faith is really a good place. If you have the opportunity, you should come more. It's a good place to hang around here for a few laps, especially when the cultivation base is about to break through. Seeing Fang Fan walking out of it safe and sound, Duan Muting's eyes widened. No. Impossible, this is impossible. Are you a human or a ghost? Duan Muting's lips trembled. He was an acting cardinal, and he had completely lost his composure at this moment. Are you blind? Who is neither human nor ghost? Fang Fan frowned and said something directly. Master Fang Fan, little friend Fang Fan, you are fine, huh, thank the true God. It's great that you are fine. I don't worry if you're fine. Nangonglei stepped forward, put his hands on Fang Fan's shoulders and patted him. Seeing that Fang Fan was not injured, he immediately praised him. By the way, little friend Fang Fan, have you been inside? Haven't you encountered anything else? Nangonglei walked to the portal and took a look, feeling the strong power of faith inside. Nothing changed. I was practicing at first, but then I got a little sleepy, so I kept sleeping. Well, if they didn't wake me up, I should be able to stay in it and sleep for a few more days. Fang Fan shrugged and said sincerely. There is no lie in these few sentences, they are all substantive facts. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1577. Sleep. How many days have you slept? Nangonglei fell into self-doubt. When did the pool of faith become a place to sleep? And it looks like he slept soundly, otherwise how could he sleep for several days? By the way, little friend Fang Fan, you just mentioned cultivation, have you been promoted to the middle level quasi-sacred realm? You have entered the pool of faith and promoted to a level. Nangonglei broke the news again, and the audience exploded. At this moment, those listless cultivators moved towards here one by one as if they had been injected with chicken blood. I'm going. The big boss is the big boss. Awesome class. We were tortured a lot when we entered the pool of faith. When we came to the big boss Fang Fan, it's okay to sleep for a few days without pain and itching, and we can improve our cultivation base. How jealous. I can't do it, jealousy has changed my face. Shut up. Why can't such a good thing happen to me? Ah. I also want to enter the pool of faith and improve my cultivation. Brother, wake up, don't dream of your spring and autumn dream, that's awesome, it has nothing to do with you. Is Fang Fan the boss favored by the true God? It seems that staying in the pool of faith and staying in the training room feel the same. The level of belief is really high. I think the 10th level of belief can no longer satisfy Fang Fan. This is the gap. Why is the gap between me and the boss so big? It's sour, it's lemon essence. In terms of competing beliefs, Big Boss Fang Fan is a role model for everyone. Let's take the liberty to say that in terms of faith, I'm afraid the Pope would not dare to compete with Fang Fan casually. Brother, you don't want to die? UF King don't want to die, I want to die, don't be dead, okay. Hey, it's just a joke. By the way, I just saw that Hao Zhan from Haoshan Pavilion pretending to be arrogant, saying that anyone who opposes him will have no good end, and said that it is not a discussion to hang Fang Fan. The best joke of the year, a 7th level believer pretending to be like this in front of a super 10 level believer? His face is swollen. Asshole. Isn't he dead? Isn't it supposed to be his corpse that I see now? What's the situation? Tell me. Who can tell me? This group of damn fools know how to fall on both sides. They were complimenting me before, but now they are pointing at me behind my back. Villain. Shameless villain. Fang Fan. You should be a dead man. Hao Zhan, the third son of the pavilion master of Haoshan Pavilion, yelled, his complexion blushing again and again. While talking, the corners of his mouth couldn't help twitching crazily, and the resentment in his heart was expressed on his face. Third brother, let go of your obsessions and fight against Palace Master Fang Fan, you can't succeed. I've said it earlier, it's impossible for Palace Master Fang Fan to die in the most stupid way. Third brother, put down the butcher's knife, and turn your head to the shore. Looking back now, it's still too late. Hao Yun shrugged indifferently, with a sincere look on his face. He asked himself that he had a clear conscience, reminded him of everything that should be reminded, said everything that should be said, but how Jean at this moment is like a child in the rebellious period, the more he admonishes, the more irritable he becomes. You are a concubine, you are not qualified to teach in front of a concubine like me. You do not deserve. Roll. How Jean at this moment is like a stray dog, biting whoever it catches. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1578. How Yun curled his lips, and didn't bother to say much, walked to the side, and looked at the place where Fang Fan walked out with a smile on his face. The difference between the two should not be too large. Fang Fan at this moment is completely the core of everyone's attention. Everyone's eyes gathered here, and there was infinite excitement in their eyes. Can you be an ordinary person who can persist in the existence of 3 days and 3 nights in the pool of faith? This is completely the treatment of an invincible boss. No matter how resentful Duan Muding was in his heart at this moment, he could only force a smile, unless he, the acting cardinal, really didn't want to continue working. Who gave you the confidence to openly resist a believer in the temple? Although the level of belief does not represent the grade of priesthood, it is a symbol of faith. Even though no one would casually quarrel with a believer in God, such an existence might be able to directly contact the true God at some point in the future. Archbishop Nangong Hong I, now that my faith level test is over, can I enter the Temple of the Alliance of Light? I am willing to fight to the end to join the Temple of the Alliance of Light. Fang Fan held his head high and said solemnly. Life is like a play, it all depends on acting skills. I have been acting for so long, and I don't care about acting for such a long time. Of course. Of course. Fang Fan's little friends are dragons and phoenixes, and they have such faith at a young age. They are simply the pillars of our Temple of Light Alliance. Fang Fan, please come here. Before Nangong Lei could speak, Duan Muding came over with a smile on his face. The smile on his face made Fang Fan subconsciously stunned. Is this guy sure he has no brain cramps? But this smile is too fake, right? It's so embarrassing to see. Nangong Red Clothes Archbishop. Fang Fan didn't pay attention to Duan Muding at all, and his eyes continued to focus on Nangong Lei. This Duan Muding didn't know about deep friendship at all. Before he looked like he was going to cut him into pieces, but now he changed his face. Because of what? Didn't he just want to put on a posture and protect his face as acting cardinal? Associating with such a person is tantamount to seeking skin from a tiger, and it may not be long before it will collapse directly. Being able to smile at you one moment at a time can stab you with a soft knife the next moment. Compared with this Duan Mu tripod, Nangong Lei belongs to the kind of orthodox and upright clergy, has his own strong belief, is friendly, and has a very high moral level. Nangong Lei nodded, with the same smile on his face. Of course. It would be the biggest loss for a talent like Fang Fan if he doesn't join the Temple of the Light Alliance. Please follow me to the priesthood hall. As Nangong Lei spoke, he immediately led the way ahead, and his mood seemed extremely comfortable. After worrying and worrying for 3 days and 3 nights, I finally got a better result. Seeing Fang Fan calmly following Nangong Lei out, the awkward smile on Duan Muding's face disappeared instantly, replaced by an endless sinister look. Damn bastard! This bishop came here to reconcile himself, but he dared to refute my face. Do you really think you can do whatever you want after becoming a believer in God? This bishop will not let you go. I'll take care of you after you enter the Temple of the Alliance of Light. Duan Muding was thinking to himself. His eyes were full of murderous intent, and in his thoughts, this feeling gradually boiled. The villain's heart is ready to move. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1579. My son-in-law, you, just as long as you are fine, as long as you are fine, I was really scared to death just now. When Fang Fan walked to the door, Chen Tianyuan, the patriarch of the Chen Tian clan, grabbed Fang Fan's arm and took a few breaths. Just drenched. It is conceivable how much suffering he suffered during these 3 days. Fang Fan saw everything in his eyes, and secretly sighed. This father-in-law raised him as a son to a certain extent, he could feel this feeling. I knew it, you'll be fine. If the king dies, the concubine will follow him. Tianhumeyer suddenly said these 2 words. Fang Fan took 2 steps back subconsciously, and then glanced blankly at Tianhumeyer's beautiful face. From his perspective, he could still see some things clearly. Tear stains. Although Fang Fan was very moved by her concern just now, isn't the latter sentence inappropriate? What does it mean that if the king dies, the concubine must accompany him? It's as if you're going to die for love. If Yemeyer, Kailan, or Chen Tianqi and other girls said so, Fang Fan would think it was quite normal. But you, a saint of the Tianhu clan, we are a cooperative relationship, we have nothing to do with each other. As for this cough, father-in-law, Tianhu Saintess, I'm leaving first, you wait for me for a while. Fang Fan bit the bullet and ran away. Humming other women in front of my father-in-law, although it is exciting, it is too tingling. And Fang Fan really didn't have too many strange thoughts about Tianhumeyer all this time. To put it bluntly, I don't want to involve too much emotion. It is true that Tianhumeyer is very good looking and looks very beautiful, but Fang Fan can't simply take pictures of other people's bodies. What kind of person is this? Fang Fan thought he still had a bottom line. The bottom line cannot be broken. Little friend Fang Fan is very lucky. Nangonglei glanced at Tianhumeyer, and then said jokingly. The Archbishop in red don't make fun of me, it's the hardest thing to bear the grace of a beauty. Fang Fan sighed, feeling quite helpless. Haha, let's not talk about this, little friend Fang Fan. After entering the priesthood hall, there will be a saint who specializes in granting priesthoods to bestow priesthood ranks on you. Of course, if you enter directly by yourself, even if you are a believer in God, the initial priesthood level will not be too high. But if Duan Muding and I can guarantee and recommend you together, and with your status as a believer in God, you should be able to confer the rank of a 6th rank high priest or even a deputy 5th rank acting bishop. Nangonglei immediately reminded him from the side. Fang Fan frowned subconsciously. A 6th rank high priest? Deputy 5th rank acting bishop? So low. He originally thought he could take off directly, so it would take a long time to increase the priesthood level to get the initial reward of the latent mission. After all, one has to become a 4th rank archbishop to complete the initial task. So low. Little friend Fang Fan, you have too much appetite. Do you know what the initial level of the old man was when he entered the temple? How long did it take him to become the 6th rank high priest? The corner of Nangonglei's mouth twitched, inexplicably feeling a little sad. If he had Fang Fan's foundation back then, how could he have wasted until today? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1580. Fang Fan blinked, then stared at Nangonglei, waiting for him to explode. At the beginning, I was also tested for the 7th rank belief level, which is not strong but not low. Afterwards, he was awarded as a 10th rank priest in the priesthood hall, starting from the 10th rank priest. It took a full 18,500 years to reach the level of the 6th rank high priest. You have such a foundation when you first entered the temple, you are so lucky. Nangonglei sighed, lamenting the passage of time. Fang Fan opened his mouth, and now he is really speechless. From a 10th rank priest to a 6th rank high priest, it took more than 10,000 years. Isn't the difficulty of this F***ing upgrade too great? Fang Fan thought for a while. The priests he encountered after he came to the Temple of the Alliance of Light were all quite high level. The Tang Hao who asked him for bribes at the beginning was also a 4th rank archbishop. Nangong Lei is the 3rd ranked red-clothed archbishop. Duan Muading, deputy 2nd rank acting cardinal. It is precisely because I have seen too many high-level priests, so I subconsciously feel that this priesthood level should be worthless. Master Nangong, if I start working from now on, that is, as a 6th rank red-clothed archbishop or deputy 5th rank acting bishop, how long will it take me to be promoted to the 4th rank archbishop? Fang Fan is a little unconfident now, and always feels like he has been beaten up. The dream is very happy, but the reality is very skinny. Haha, you don't need to worry too much, little friend Fang Fan. God believers like you are definitely the ones that should be cultivated in the temple. According to what you said, 1,000 years may be enough for an archbishop who has been promoted to the 4th rank. And now that the battle of gods has started, if you accumulate more personal contribution points, the time may be shortened to 500 years. Hey, talented people come out from generation to generation. I really envy you young people. Nangong Lei sighed while talking. Fang Fan. I envy the hammer. It can take hundreds of thousands of years, and when it gets to that time, the daylily will be cold. Do I have to spend tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years in the Temple of the Alliance of Light before I can become the Pope? In order to completely complete the task of latent? Fang Fan looked at the sky speechlessly. He cursed the dog system in his heart. Master Nangong, after all, there must be some shortcuts. I really want to rise to a higher level, and then take on more burdens for the gods of light. It is not a pity to fight to the death for the gods of light. Fang Fan held his head high and his chest high, and his posture was full of vigor. When this posture was put on, he immediately felt that he was coming. Nangong Lei's footsteps paused for a moment, and the solemn light flickered in his eyes. Good. Well said. Worthy of being a believer in the Temple of the Light Alliance. This awareness is high. Good, very good, excellent. Little friend Fang Fan, since you want to make some contributions to the great gods of light, then I will do my best to support you. Shortcuts, of course there are. If you kill a strong enough dark camp on the battlefield, in addition to receiving a large number of contribution point rewards, the temple will also record a great contribution for you. At that time, the accumulated battle medals in the battle medal book will enough is enough, and I will be promoted naturally. Of course, among these dark faction powerhouses, those envoys belonging to the Dark Temple are the most valuable. It's a pity that you were not a priest of the temple when you killed the 3rd rank red-robed Dark Envoy of the Dark Temple this time. Relying on this credit is enough for you to be promoted to a higher level. Nangong Lei said regretfully.